Goatseus Maximus is having a hard time. It's down more than 20% this week alone. Let's have a look at the on-chain metrics to figure out, does it make sense to buy this dip? Let's try to figure out if there's potentially under all of that price action some kind of positive adoption trend that's hidden in the on-chain data. Now we're currently at roughly 50 cents per GOAT token. It's down 26% this week, as already mentioned, and since listing on CoinMarketCap, we are up 366%. Now, is this the final turnaround, or can we see another rally? This is not the first video on Goatseus Maximus on this channel. I've published various videos on GOAT before, and I want to share some statistics from the back end of the YouTube channel. What I'm mainly interested in is attention, as in how many people are interested in GOAT, and the more people there are, the better this could be for price growth. Now the first video had almost 5,000 views, then a bit over 3,000, then 4,000. Now the youngest video that just got published recently has 2,500 views, but it appears as if the interest is somewhat constant. Even the most recent video outperformed the average video on this channel. So the average video is in gray, and the last Goatseus Maximus video that was published roughly a week ago outperformed slightly. That's the line here in blue. The first time we talked about GOAT on the channel was when the price was still at 25 cents. Since then we have doubled, but of course we had been even higher before. Temporarily, we went up by more than 250% since publishing of the video. And so it's all about timing. It's all about being early. I try to be early on this channel. I publish videos on various meme coins regularly over here. So if you don't want to miss the next video, feel free to subscribe. Now, how much upside is there potentially for GOAT? If we now consider buying the dip, how high could we potentially go? Let's compare GOAT first with other meme coins. And a very straightforward comparison is simply looking at market caps. Now, GOAT has a market cap of roughly $500 million. If we were to 2x from here and get to roughly $1 per GOAT, then the market cap would be somewhere around $1 billion. It would be close to Floki Ino. If we were to triple from here, we would beat Bonk. If we were to quadruple from here, we'd be close to Dog with Head, the largest of the meme coins on the Solana chain. So it's pretty reasonable to assume that a 4x from here is pretty much the glass ceiling, right? We might go higher than the largest token on Solana, but it's not that likely. Now, within the meme coin space, GOAT has some upside. But within the Pump.fun ecosystem, GOAT is already the largest token by quite a margin. This is the tokens on Pump.fun. Goatseus Maximus is at number 1. The second token is roughly a third smaller. The third token is already less than half the size. So a lot of the Pump.fun value is already in Goatseus Maximus. And that might also explain why it's having quite a rough time recently. Now, as usual, we're going to analyze the on-chain data, right? We want to figure out what's happening behind all the price action. We're going to look at what all of those holders are doing. So according to solscan.io, we've got almost 50,000 holders, but not all of those holders are created equal. Some of them might only have a few cents of the token. And so let's have a look at some minimum holding thresholds. On the left side, we see the number of wallets that have at least 2,000 GOAT tokens. So at the current price, it's roughly $1,000 worth of the token. In the middle, we go a 10x in minimum holding threshold. So that's now 20,000 tokens or $10,000 worth of the token. On the right, another 10x. So that's now 200,000 tokens. We can see how pretty much all of the wallet cohorts are currently selling. They're not buying. The whales tend to sell even faster than small retail, relatively speaking. And so let's just compare this with the tokens that are doing slightly better, right? Let's look, for example, at the Michi token. Michi went up in the last 7 days, and here the accumulation charts are much more robust. So the holding thresholds are comparable, but for GOAT, we don't see accumulation. For Michi, we do. Not necessarily for the whales, but at least small retail continues to buy in. And so yes, there is a lot of volatility, but even over the course of 1 week, we do see the difference in the price development. And so maybe there aren't any net buyers for GOAT, but maybe there's still a lot of attention, right? And even though there isn't a lot of purchases, that high attention could still turn into high prices at some point. Let's have a look at the number of new investors over time. So on the left side, we have the new and recurring investors per day. On the right side, we've got the number of transactions per day. And this is again Goatseus Maximus, and this looks at the last month. And we see how initially there was a lot of excitement, a lot of new first-time traders. So those are the bars in purple. And we can then see how this flipped around the 18th, 20th of October. And then Starting on the 24th, the recurring traders really took over, and since then the retention is rather slowing down. It's not that many new holders per day anymore. Initially we were almost at 10,000 new traders per day. Now we are at roughly 10% of that. The token transactions per day also tell pretty much the same story, declining interest. Here's the trading volume in US dollars over time, again a very clear wave function. And on the right side we've got the trading volume normalized to 100%. So it's the same data, but instead of looking at dollars, we look at 100%. And we can see how over time small retail makes up more and more of the trading volume. This is not necessarily great because again, we want to have the smart money buying. Crypto is a game of both luck and skill. And the more we play the game, the more we trade, the more the luck component gets reduced and the more the skill component shines through. In other words, the big wallets tended to make the right calls in the past. And if the big wallets aren't accumulating when there's no attention, that's probably not that great. We want to follow the smart money. We want to buy with the big whales. We want to buy with the top traders. We want to buy when things are still early, when the token has just launched a few days ago. And we can clearly see how the larger wallets are clearly not that interested anymore. Now, all of this is Goatseus Maximus or Goat token specific. The Pump.fun ecosystem as a whole is still very, very healthy. Have a look at the number of deployed transactions over time for Pump.fun. This is close to all-time highs. This is very elevated. And so this might be surprising for some, for others it's obvious. Solana did turn to a Memecoin casino. Every single trending token, if we order by liquidity, is a meme coin. But what's not that obvious is that even within that meme coin casino, Pump.fun takes up more and more share. The majority of decentralized exchange trading volume on Solana is now Pump.fun related. Now, when you're following this channel, you're probably somewhat early. But there are ways to be even earlier, and that's through wallet tracking. So have a look at the following. We are tracking various good traders and various influencers in the premium membership of this channel. And we have noticed how influencer Kyle Chessy bought a lot of Goat tokens on the 14th of October and continued accumulating. Now that happened for 14 cents and that was before my first YouTube video launched, right? That launch was at 25 cents. Kyle Chessy was temporarily up by more than 500%. Here's his YouTube channel, 133,000 subscribers. And we've got 12 of his wallets. We are tracking in total more than 400 wallets. And so just buying random meme coins is probably not enough. I think there is way more value in following the people that move the market or that have a good track record. That's why I also made a dedicated tutorial video on nothing but tracking wallets. How can we find influencer wallets? How can we track them? And how can we then subsequently analyze the signals that we get from the tracking? It's 8 videos in total, again, part of premium. But there's more than 100 videos on all kinds of topics, on portfolio management, on-chain analytics, not just on wallet tracking. There's also dedicated chats on the different altcoins where we then discuss when to buy, when to sell. And I'm also, of course, sharing my trades. For example, I recently opened a short on Ethereum. Every few days, there's also a market update. This is simply where I share where I currently see the market going. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like what you see, just message me within the first week and I'll refund you 100%. So to sum it all up, I don't think that Goat is a great bet right now. I don't see the accumulation on chain. The price momentum is also rather negative. I think most opportunities are still in the smaller tokens. Those are the ones that rally. It's all about buying a token just a few days after launch when the upside potential is still there. If you want to help this channel grow, feel free to give this a like. Looking very much forward to seeing you in the next video or potentially in premium. Cheers!